畜生、サトコのバカ。
まあ、多分そうだろうとは思ったんだけどね。
Yeah, this is now when Satoko is fighting against accepting help. Mion called me in the middle of the night. Social worker went to Satoko's house tonight after getting a call from the school. They had to talk with Satoko and her uncle. He told them that Satoko didn't go to school today because of a cold. Hello, Diana! He also claimed he didn't call the school because he didn't have the number. He explained that he spoke with Chie-sensei politely and that she just misunderstood his behavior. Satoko didn't really talk, but she never denied what her uncle was saying.
で、サトコも一緒に虐待なんかありません。
Okay, like,
助けなんか必要ありませんって答えたわけか。
but is this my first time being first? No, well, you're the first person to have wrote, but Diana redeemed the first thing on stream. So I don't know. Like, but the thing is, right? It takes time for you to write your message. So like, I really don't know who came in first. Here, okay. What do you have here? What? Polar Express, I didn't do it for 10 hours. Why are we watching this for 5 minutes? Yeah, why are we watching 5 minutes of this, Diana? What didn't you do? Why do you have to need to put this in? Do it. What are we doing? Full screen and sit here. Okay, well there we go. Look, I'm full screening sitting here. Look here. Look, I'll make things a better viewing experience for you guys. There, this is gone, and then this is gone. There you go. I'll be back in 5 minutes. That sounds good, Ruben. Another 5. Are you serious? Okay. I guess what are we supposed to do for 10? Okay, guys, what are we doing here for 10 minutes then? Like, what are we doing for 10 minutes? Like, what do you want me to do for 10 minutes? Sacrifice my time? Ruben, I would not blame you if you just left stream for 10 minutes. Like, I would not. The I didn't do it stream. Is this the new meme of the day for you guys? Well, how was everyone's day, I guess? If this is what we're going to be doing. I actually had a very productive day for once. I'm happy. I finally decided to get up early and do stuff with my life, which is great. I woke up, went to the gym, went to the grocery, came back, got some food, ate, and took a nap, and then worked more on a video, and then played some stuff. Also had a productive day, did housework outside. Nice. What housework? You study? What did you study, Diana? Do you study more math? I know you were studying that like a bit ago. Like what was it? A year ago or something? I remember you doing math, but I'm not sure if you do it always, but just never talk about it. Just mowing of the lawn and weeding the garden. Oh, nice, nice. There's no place I ever lived in where we needed to mow the lawn ourselves. So I never had to do, like, that's usually something that is necessary. But a lot of the places I lived in just don't have lawns or have like people who come in to like do the things for us. Do you think he did it? I don't know if he did, Hamburger. I don't know if he did. You know, what are we saying that he did? What are we at? We're at 3 minutes, so we have 7 more minutes to go. He did it. Did he do it? I don't know. What, like, why are there, like, I can't remember what the Polar Express, like, why their TV screens here. I haven't watched it in so long. By the way, me and Diana totally planned this. I can imagine you guys were here like on the dot. I'm guessing you guys both joined stream at the same time. Diana was the one who claimed first, and then Diana put the thing in, and then you were here. Like I could see this was completely planned. I'm sorry, Ruben, that you're the one that has to sit. Like the one day you're here early for stream. That's what I'm saying. I'm almost 4 minutes in. I'm sorry, Ruben, that the first day you pull up to stream, this is like, sorry, pull up to stream extremely early, like literally on the dot as I started. This is what you have to witness. I'm so sorry. I'm apologizing to you. I had the idea to redeem it and I wanted to join to see this. So what's so interesting about this? I've been. What do you want me to say? We're almost 5 minutes in, Diana. We're 4 minutes 30 in. Like, you want me to? Are you like right now doing the thing where it's like you're like the 5-year-old in the car asking, "Are we there yet?" every minute. Didn't do what? He said he didn't do it, but do what? Halfway? Not even halfway there. We're almost halfway there. It. Jeffrey Epstein 420. Well, you came in at probably one of the worst times to come in. Because we have to watch this for 5 more minutes. This is what you brought to yourselves. You guys did this. That is a crazy username. I was not gonna comment on it, but yeah, I mean, like, what else can you really say? Yeah, we just have to watch this for 10, or sorry, for 5 more minutes, 10 minutes in total. And of course, Ruben, you have to put the cat and Absolute Cinema, because apparently that's what this is. I'm gonna hear I didn't do it in my sleep tonight. You did do it, Ruben. Wow. Yes, he did not do it. Do they have? Oh, his name is Steven. Why did Steven not do it? You know. Now that I think about it, why he didn't do it? Why didn't he do it? And why instead did he not think about doing it? Why did he consider that instead? I can't believe 10 minutes of stream time is being used for this. I cannot believe it. This is what we have to sit through for 10 minutes. And we still have 3 more to go. We're not even close to finishing. We're over halfway, but we're not even close to finishing. An awesome usage of... Guys, how do you feel that 10 minutes of your life is being used by watching this? This is amazing. Is it, Hamburger? Is it amazing? Yep. What's so amazing about this? Because I don't think I could see the value. Maybe you can enlighten me on why this is so amazing. I must be going crazy because I think it's amazing. I think you might be, Ruben. I think you honestly might be. Oh, it's so weird. Wait, it's actually... Man, usually it's stream time, right? At this time, it's completely dark outside, but it's so bright. Because it's now summertime, and it's like the sun goes down really late. Because we're getting to torture you. Is that really the... So, you would never watch this for yourself for 10 minutes? Just by yourself? You wouldn't think it's amazing then? How far are we? We are 8 minutes, 20 seconds in. Yippee, we're almost done. Why? Okay, Dianea says he did. Okay, there, Dianea, thank you. Dianea says this is hell. Hamburger says yippee, we're almost done. You guys caused this. You guys caused this. Well, now we have to go for 1 more minute. Because Dianea extended the time by a minute. Just when you thought we would be out of this, no, we have to go for actually 2 more minutes. Instead of 1 more. I will use this time to stand up. Now I'm standing up. We didn't do it. I understand how Rika feels now. What if she had to listen to this in all her lives? You know how she was saying like yesterday, how it's like, she's gonna have to live basically a week of like reverting time just constantly over and over and over again? What if her reliving a week was instead her living 10 minutes and it's just this again? Why are you guys doing this? Yeah, we're not doing the entire stream. We're not doing, no. Okay, I'm calling it here. We're not doing any more of this until later. Okay, we'll go continue later. But I don't know. I do not have to do it in a row. I could choose when I want to do the videos. I don't need to go all in a row. And I could choose when to play the song as well. Someone kill, yeah. We'll go 11 minutes and then we'll stop there. Okay, bye. Have fun. Thank you. You really just put this in and just, of course. At the very end of stream, I guess we have to listen to 3 more minutes of I didn't do it. We hope you had fun. I can't say I necessarily did. There, we're done. 11 minutes right now. Watch 3 more minutes of that, I guess, before the or at the end of stream, or like whenever, I guess. Yeah, that's how I feel.
サトコはサトシがいなくなったのは自分に耐える力がなくて兄に甘えすぎたせいだとずっと後悔していた。だから
誰の助けも借りずに耐え忍ぶことが1年前の自分への罪滅ぼしになるなんて思ってるってのか。くそ、バカが。
保護司の人の所見では少なくともサトコに目立つ外傷は見当たらなかったから緊急性の高い虐待を受けているようには見えなかったって。
What do you mean she didn't have any obvious injuries? Didn't Rika say that she had a red mark on her face from where the guy slapped him?
聞き取りの結果、移植は与えられてるようだし、寝る場所もあったし。
そんなの当たり前じゃねえか。移植も寝る場所もなくならないと虐待とは呼ばれないってのかよ。
まあ、そういうことらしいね。そういうケースではそもそも面会も拒否されるらしいから、面会できた時点で相談所は緊急性がないと判断したみたい。
シオンのやつ、がっくり来てただろ
う。サトコがサトシに義理立てして助けを求めないように、シオンもサトシに義理立てしてサトコを救おうと躍起になっているとこがあるから、短期を起こそうって気はとりあえずなくなったみたいだけど。
So, Rika said 1 week before she's completely gone. So, it's just been 1 day. We'll see from then.
がっくりしてるよ。
今この場で愚痴っても仕方ねえが、サトシは本当にどこに行っちまったんだよ。妹の危機だってのにどこに行っちまったんだ。
わからないとしか言えないよ。
Hello, Indie Man. Just missed out on one of the starts of all time. Which honestly, it's a good thing you weren't here for it.
そうだな。すまん。サトシが帰ってきてくれれば、サトシが解決してくれるだろうなんて、 それこそシオンの言う通り、他力本願の極みだぜ。誰かが助けに来てくれるのを期待するんじゃない。助けるんだ、俺たちが。
そうだね。私たちにできる努力をしないといけないよ。
しかし、園崎家もさすがだな。今日訪問したばかりの保護司の見解を、その晩にはもうキャッチしてるってんだからさ。
How big is the Sonozaki? I sacrificed my sanity for you. You really did, Ruben. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sacrificing your sanity with me. I didn't have to suffer alone with the other two people who brought this upon us. You want to see my newest drawing on Discord? If so, where do I put it? There should be an art category on the Discord server if you wish to put it there. Or if you don't want to put it on the server itself, you can always just send it to me.
児童相談所の中にスパイがいるとしか思えないな。
You're fine. It sounds good.
まあまあ、そこは国家機密ということで。
ってことは、その人は児童相談所の内部、もしくは相当詳しい人なんだろ。その人は今回の件、どうするのがベストだとか。
Higurashi said, trust your friends, don't do anything alone. Thank you, Ruben. I'm glad you followed that to the T.
熱くならずにしばらく様子を見てみよ
Yeah,
うって言
wait
われ
and
ちゃったよ。
see. This is like the thing we've heard so many times with Sato.
なんだよそりゃ。ミオ、お前聡子がどういう状況か話したんだろ。おじに監禁されていじめられてて、学校にも通わせてもらえないのがどうして様子見なんだよ。
ケイちゃん、これは私が言ったんじゃないからね。その人が私に言ったことをそのまま言うんだから誤解しないでね。
John Wick? What about John Wick, Ruben?
さ、確かに聡子が今日登校しなかったのは事実だけど、でも1日だよ。
Yeah, I know you. Wait, what do you mean? Why are you? Did something? We should just kick back and see what happens? What were you mentioning about Keanu Reeves?
1週間や1ヶ月というならともかく、1日じゃ本当に風邪の可能性も否めないよ。
でも虐待されてるんだぞ。聡子の体や心に消せない傷が残るまで放置しろってのかよ。
待ってケイちゃん、そこなんだよ。私たちは去年の聡子がどういう状況にあったかよく知ってるから危機感を持ってるけど、実際昨日今日で聡子は何の虐待も受け
The
てない。
uncle did say he would have to change, right? Because he doesn't think that Satoko, like, this is the thing. He doesn't think that Satoko is the one who called the teacher, or like called the whoever person, the child care center. Sometimes the way he says "whoa" is memed on. Really? I don't think the only meme I know of Keanu Reeves is the "you're breathtaking." I don't know about the whoa thing. And what I was saying, like, obviously right now it seems like he has been like abusing her and stuff, but I wonder if he will be forced to change, not because he wants to, but because he has to. I wonder. So I'm really interested to see how this plays out.
客観的に見て、現時点で聡子が虐待を受けているとはとても言えないんだよ。
確かに殴られて青あざがあるとかそういうのはまだないかもしれないけど、それにリカちゃんと2人で暮らしてるのを無理に家に連れ戻したのだって。
それは昨日私たちで話した時に出た通りだよ。親権者が子供を保護すること自体は自然だからさ、客観的に見て聡子が虐待を受けているとは言えないんだよ。
虐待が起こる前に食い止めなきゃしょうがねえじゃねえかよってミオンに怒鳴ること
I'm
じゃねえ
sorry
な。
for yelling at you. Okay, wait. I swear Keiichi has never looked back on that when he's like in the moment of yelling and then be like he's always done it after the fact where it's like, sorry for yelling at you. But I don't think in the moment he's ever like gone through and looked back and be like, I'm so, like, you know, like as it's happening, like, I'm sorry for yelling at you. Keiichi character development? Impossible. Maybe that wasn't Mion's opinion, but it felt like she was telling me that and I raised my voice. When I sensed her dismay, I quickly apologized.
私も 去年の聡子がどういう仕打ちを受けていたかよく説明したんだけど、去年の通報も様子見で解決してるわけだしね。
去年の虐待を解決したのは4年目のたたりだろ。別に相談所が解決したわけじゃねえけどな。
でもとにかく去年の件を含めても相談所はそのくらいの危機感しか持ってないってこと。私たちと相談所の温度差がどうも敵みたいなんだよ。
わかった。とにかく最初の手は打ったもんな。次の手はすぐに考えようぜ。明日は全員で会議しよう。俺たちは最強の部活メンバーだぞ。今までもっと条件の悪い戦いを遊びのようにくぐってきたさ。俺たちは絶対に聡子を救い出す。
Like if she's wallowing in her, I mean, I wouldn't even call it self-pity. Maybe it is, but just wallowing in her despair. As we spoke, I felt less angry about the decision that the Child Consultation Center made. It was something that we expected anyway. I was being emotional for a while, but Mion wasn't taking it personally. She's usually a tough person, but I know that she feels very weak when something like this happens. I have to be careful not to get too emotional with her. Our enemy was Teppe. Couldn't yell at my friends just because I was frustrated. I almost forget sometimes, but Mion is a girl. There's no way yelling at her without cause wouldn't hurt her. I think I have a tendency to lash out with my emotions sometimes. I definitely need to rein in that bad habit, especially during emergencies like these. All I could do by myself was probably the same thing Shion was suggesting earlier. But I knew it wouldn't make Satoko happy. We club members are fearless. But the power I possess is the smallest thing. But the power I possessed is the smallest among all of us. Hello. Sorry, wait. I just changed some mic settings. I don't know if that'll be... Hope that didn't mess anything up. Louder or quieter. Nothing like watching Shion while eating Chinese fried rice and egg fuyang. That sounds really good, Ruben. the food. Hope you're enjoying it. Did you make it today as well? Or is it one you ordered? That's why I need to communicate with them. If we united would be able to come up with a better plan. I couldn't think of a plan all by myself. 3 heads are better than 1. We would definitely figure something out.
じゃあ、私はこれからリカちゃんに電話するよ。ケイちゃんはレナに電話してくれないかな。
Ordered in, nice. I mean, you know what? You make a lot of really good food from what it sounds like throughout the week. So, do you have a specific day that you choose to order, or is it just like whenever you're just not feeling it?
おう、レナか。今日のあいつ、シオンと堂々やり合ってたな。それに、いいことも言ってたぜ。土壇場で骨のあるやつだよな。
うん。ちょっとかっこよかったかもね。
Random when I feel like it. Okay.
今更だが、ちょいと照れることを言っちまったように思うな。なんだか恥ずかしいぜ。
じゃあこれで切るね。レナもきっと連絡を待ってると思う。申し訳ないけどよろしく頼むね。
おう、リカちゃんの方にもよろしくな。誰もが辛いが、多分、リカちゃんはもっともっと辛いと思う。
Rika-chan was looking at the ground with a depressed look on her face all day. My chest hurt just remembering it. It must be even more painful to look at Satoko. Mion hung up the phone. I also hung up then, called Rena. Picked up the phone after one ring, which surprised me.
もしもし、レナか。お前、受話器の前でずっと待ってただろ。
うん。なかなか連絡がないし、みーちゃんのところにかけても話中だしで困ってたんだよ。
その話中は多分、俺と電話をしてたからだろう。ミオンは、今はリカちゃんに電話してくれてる。役割分担ってことで、レナには俺から伝えるように言われてる。
It's in this Higurashi? Where's the horror? I think there's, I guess the Higurashi's not always horror.
だから、俺が状況を説明するぜ。
うん。相談所の人は、やっぱり様子見？
Why do you say that about this specific point though, Ruben? I feel like there are a lot of times this happens. What's the specific point about this? You asking about the horror?
そういうことらしい。
すっごい悔しいけど、向こうの言い分はこう？
Ruben, when do we want to get over this song for the not sure. Okay, I see. When do we want to get over this song for the I didn't do it in the background for 8 minutes?
まだ1日しか経っていないから状況がつかめない。今日の欠席も本当に風邪かもしれないし、 さとこちゃん自身に特に虐待の痕跡は見つけられなかった。
Here, you know what? What I can do? I can just make it really quiet there. There we go. So now it's in the background playing. And you can't really hear it. It's just gonna be like just very, very small there. She may have missed school because she really had a cold today. Plus, she doesn't have any obvious injuries. Yes, yeah.
こんなとこかな。
お前、俺んちに盗聴器つけてるだろ。そうだよ。
It's not like Hamburger and Dine are here to complain about it anyway.
クソったれな話だぜ。
まだ1日しか経ってないって本当に嫌な言い方だね。虐待が起こってしまったらその時は手遅れだというのに。
Wait, that's what I guess what they said. It's only been a day, so there's nothing definite.
「虐待が本当に起こったら、サトコはきっと誰が見てもわかる外傷を負う。そうなったらおじのやつ、サトコを保護司に会わせるわけがない。そうなったらそうなったで、またしても虐待の痕跡は発見できないって言って様子見だ。
I brought up the point because I read online that it was a big complaint of the anime season 2 being the lack of horror. Well, if the way I see it, it's not horror is if like that's the reason why I don't think horror movies like are necessarily that scary. If you make the entire movie about like something being horror related, it eventually loses its how do you say, its scare factor, I guess. You know, Higurashi started as a horror, and I think that's why it classifies as horror, but I don't know, it never says that the next season has to be horror just because the first half is.
それってすっごい矛盾だよね。
Unless like they did classify it as a horror in the genres, but I don't think it would be. I don't know. I feel like that is I don't know, a dumb complaint. Like, if you're only watching Higurashi, like, you have to appreciate a story for as it is. Just because something is like starts as something, like, for example, I think a good example is Clannad. I don't know if you've ever watched that, but it's like the first season of Clannad is like a very slice of lifey comedy style, like school, like, you know, whatever. Season 2, the other hand, of Clannad is like a very depressing, you know, outlook on, you know, just how quickly your amazing life can end up, you know, like, on what tragedies may befall you. And it's a very, like, dramatized, like, it's a very drama-oriented, I guess, tragedy overall. It doesn't have a happy ending, but, you know, other than that, it's, you know, I think it's a big switch-up. I think there are a lot of things that have switch-up, but I don't think no one complains about Clannad Season 2 not being slice-of-life comedy, because it's really good. I feel like that should be the same thing for Higurashi. I see it like that way. So while social workers may be supposed to have a great legal power, in reality, their hands are tied and they can't act if the family turns them away. They're not the police. They're not the ones who storm in, even if they have to break windows to do so. Damn it, then, who has the right to break those windows? If we did, I'd smash them
と
wide
にかく
open.
連中には危機感が足りねえんだよな。このままサトコを放っておいたらどういうことになるかが分かってないんだ。
圭一君ってちょっとすごいなって思う。
どうしてだ？
だって圭一君って転校してきたばかりなんだよ。さとこちゃんと知り合って半年も経ってないはずなのに、これだけ親身になってさとこちゃんのことを考えることができて、そして 去年のさとこちゃんがどんな状況だったか見たことがないにもかかわらず、さとこちゃんがどんな辛い思いをした
You
か
don't even know what
想
happened
像
to
す
her
るこ
last
とが
year.
できる。
So, Urena, why don't you tell him? I feel like now's like before I can understand it's like, oh, you need to hide it from him because it's like, or not hide it from him, but it's like she's changed and she doesn't want to go back to that past. But now that past has come back. This is the best time to tell him what happened last year. And so he can tackle it head on. Like, you know, like,
ケイチ君が普通の人だったなら、多分私たちが騒ぐのに対し、きっとこう言ってるよ。まだ1日目だろ？しばらく様子を見てみようぜって。
そんなのちょっと想像すりゃわかることじゃねえかよ。それにみんなから去年の聡子がどうだったかってことは少なからず聞いてる。それから考えれば一刻の猶予もないことなんて簡単に想像がつくよ。
when Higurashi stemmed from the paranoia and misunderstanding of receiving everything as a threat. But now trust is being strengthened, communication is being established. The horror is gone, which is the exact point of the story of the Higurashi. Yeah. I agree.
それはきっとすごいことだと思う。
I don't think I've, like... I feel that's a weird, like, to maybe it's just my opinion, like, you know, but I see, like, getting, like, especially a season 2 of something, right? Getting mad at something because it's not what you expected is... If it's a season 1, then fine, you know, like, they lied about the genres. But if it's a season 2, like, it says season 2 is different from season 1. Like, it's not... The stories evolve. Maybe something could be always horror, but it could also not be horror. Like, stories evolve over time. They're not the same thing always. Some people, like, I guess maybe that's why some genres maybe do well, because you go in and you know exactly what you're expecting. Maybe that's stuff like why, like, shonen and stuff do really well, because you go in and you know exactly what you're getting. But, like, a story should evolve over time. It should change.
今日、しーちゃんが乱暴なことを言いながら、
Makes for a
教
more
室から出
interesting
て行こ
story
うとしたと
when you
き、
like tone
ケイ
shift
チ
the
君は
story.
それを許さなかったよね。そして、ケイチ君が言った言葉が深かった。
You think Satoko would appreciate it if you saved her by committing murder?
なかなか男の子が言えることじゃないよ。それどころか。ごめんね。しーちゃんが言い出すようなことは、
You finally got it.
ケイチ
Nice.
君が言い出すんじゃない
Let's
か
see
と
what it
思
looks
って
like.
た。
Oh, nice. What is the Dr. Dennis Nicola Adam? What is? Do you have a story for this character? Or like what your idea is? Drawn mostly with a pen. Looks very clean though. Like I like the, like, you know, lines look very solid. Like no retracing or anything. Like it looks good. I like it. I'm not much of an artist, so I can't really comment on much, but yeah. Looks good to me. That's Ardena. She saw right through me to the core. To be honest, I was able to keep my calm because Shion caused that commotion. I too thought our only option was to kill him. What's there to hesitate about? Everything would be resolved if we went over and killed her uncle right away. I thought those same things myself. And then I thought about how I would actually kill him. First, I'd assault him with a metal bat or something. Before that, I would scope out his house and dig the hole to bury his body in ahead of time. Dr. DNA is obsessed with discovering the secrets of his world no matter what. What secrets? Like, would... Like... Is there, like, some hidden history or something? Like, what secrets of the world would the Doctor be interested in? Or is there, like, some hidden power, like, locked behind, like, some ancient text or whatever? You're like, what exactly are the secrets that, the Doctor is interested in? When I envisioned myself actually digging the hole with a camping shovel in the woods. I repeated, this is for Satoko. This is for Satoko. In my mind, like a mantra. Trying to forget the weight of the murder ahead. It'll take more explaining than a Twitch chat can answer. Okay, that's fair. That's still cool, though. I relieve that. Exhaustion. Frustrated. Did you notice his arms? I did notice the arms. There's like a claw arm. Oh, wait, you mean the chemical compounds on it? Is that what you're referencing? Then I'm sure I'd call her uncle or something to lure him out of the house and bludgeon him to death. Then I repeated my mantra. This is for Satoko. For Satoko. Blaming her for that serious crime as I try to avoid my own guilt for committing murder. H2O armor is an H2O, or H20 armor is an H2O reference. Makes sense. I see that. I like that. And what is the EM squared on it? On the tie. Meant to represent. Okay, just a normal science tie. Okay. No, okay, I understood E equals MC squared, but I was just wondering why it was EM squared. Like, you know, it's not the equation necessarily. Did Satoko ask me to do that? Am I gonna blame it all on her because I committed murder? Would she appreciate that? No, she wouldn't. I wouldn't be able to tell anyone that I'd killed someone. Too small a spot. Makes sense. No one would appreciate my deed, and I'd have to carry out that burden for the rest of my life. That pathetic future is one I couldn't have imagined in the rush I felt before carrying out the murder. I decided to kill him so I could return us to happy time. But the act of murder also meant shattering the thin path that could lead us back there.
俺はそこまで想像できたから、シオンのように口に出して言うには及ばなかっただけさ。
I still don't understand why in chapter 3 she said her uncle returned. Like, that's what I still don't get. And his body's missing. Those are the things I still don't understand. So it's a shrinked version. Okay, fair. And I like it has a ruler on the side as well. What's the... So what is it? It's like a claw arm and like what's the other arm? Like, meant to be? Is it like... Is the DNA supposed to be muscles as well? Or is it meant to be like an extendo grabber type of thing?
もしそこまで想像が及ばなかったら、俺もシオンに同調して、殺せって騒いでいた可能性は高いな。
そうなってたら、もうどうにもならなかったね。
Where's Moloch? Okay.
ケイチ君の想像力が豊かでよかったかな。
Is that really just my imagination, though? Did I imagine killing her uncle in my mind? Imagination alone really be that vivid? I could smell the earth, taste the scattered dirt flying into my mouth, see the pebbles scattered as I shoved down my shovel, and hear the roots cracking from its weight. The image was so real, it felt more like I'd actually done it in the past.
そうだな。どういうことをしたらどういう結果になるか、よく想像するべきだよな。
想像力のない大人になっちゃったら、ケイチ君は冷静ないい大人になれると思うよ。
あれは想像の中だったのかな。なんだかさ、そういうイフの世界が他にもあったんじゃないかって思うんだよ。
想像力が本当に豊かな人は、
Higurashi,
あら
I
ゆ
think
る
it's a
可
form
能
of
性の
anime.
世
Focus
界
on
を
more on the
垣間
horror
見る
mystery
こと
rather
が
than
で
focus
き
on
る
the
っていうの
character
ね。
drama. Oh, I see. Okay. That makes sense then. I haven't seen the anime, so I can't really comment on it, but that'll make a lot of sense then if they focus on more the shock factor rather than the actual, character interpersonal relationships. And then it kind of just comes out of nowhere, the second part. I can see that being an issue. It's like, okay, if it's not a natural progression in the story that's being told itself, in the visual novel it makes sense because it is a natural progression. In the anime, maybe it's not a natural progression. It just kind of jumps. He'll have a second shape later. Why? Does he, like, undergo some transformation to evolve himself to a superior being?
だから、
Yes? Okay.
ケイチ君が本当に悩んで未来を見据えた結果の想像ならば。
What made you, is this related to the other character you, drew before? What is it? Signalstein. Or do the characters have any relation? It's for the video game I'm making. Okay, yes, okay.
それは単なる想像の世界では
Are you still in concept art stage, or have you gotten like anything done with the actual game itself, or programming or anything?
その別の世界でも相談所への
Yes,
通報
okay.
は様子見で終わるんだ。それでその後、聡子は一時的に学校に登校するようになるんだが、何日もしないうちに壊れてしまうんだ。
Satoko is bearing the abuse, but even something small would be enough to break her. Yeah, for me, when I watched the anime, I still remember feeling off about the end of the first season ending where Keiichi saved Rena. The power of friendship winning the day felt out of nowhere. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how the anime is, but if they focus on the shock factor itself rather than the characters, then yeah, I mean, I could see that. Because a lot of the times in the visual novel here, you get to focus on the characters themselves and how they're thinking about, like, how other people have betrayed them. But here, I think, but maybe in the anime, they don't really... Because you don't really hear the inner monologues of the character, just how they interact with each other, so I could see that. If I do want to finish DNA's battle, then I want this thing to be called What I Want, I Got. What is the main character? Or who's... have you designed the main character for your game yet, or no? Like an old bowl that has a crack in it. One day that crack will eventually widen, and the bowl will shatter.
俺の想像の世界では、聡子は頭を撫でたら壊れた。俺の手がおじの手に見えたのかもしれない。俺の手を払いのけて、泣きながらカーテンの
Still
束
too
を
much
抱い
explaining
て。
in text, okay.
ニーニー。
Do you have a picture of
Nini
your
って叫んでたよ。
main character, though?
ニーニーって呼び方、誰に聞いたの？
さあな、誰かに聞いたんだろうな。聡子がサトシを呼ぶ時の呼び方だろ。それがさ、本当に胸がかきむしられるような泣き方なんだ。
No, he's the hardest to design. Okay. Let me know when you get it, though.
俺は慰めてやりたいのに、近寄ることもできない。
So how far after Ruben, after finishing the anime, did you go read the visual novel? Or did you never go read it yourself? Or, like, did you never watch a playthrough or anything?
俺が近寄ろうとすると、おじの姿に見えるらしくて、余計泣き叫ぶんだ。
やっぱり、ケイチ君はすごいね。それは、とても想像の中のこととは思えない。去年のさとこちゃんは、本当にそうだった。私やみーちゃんなんかは、よく覚えてるから想像がつくことだけど、転校してきて、まだそんなに経っていないケイチ君が、そこまで考えることができるなんて。本当にケイチ君はすごいよ。だからケイチ君は、私たちと危機感がずれていないんだね。
So, is it a world indie man where, like, these amalgamations are the norm? Or is it just something that our main character is going through?
じゃあ、
Like, just...
レナ
These,
も同
like,
じ
they
なの
just
か。
happen to meet these people. Or maybe, no, they're like more robots, right? Yes, the norm in a way, okay.
うん。ケイチ君ほどはっきりとは
And
見え
they're
な
not
い
really
けど。
amalgamations either. Just, maybe they are. Robot amalgamations? I guess you could call them that. I'm not sure.
このままさとこちゃんを救えずに時間を過ごせば、きっと何日もしないうちに、さとこちゃんは壊
They
れ
are
てしまう
flesh.
と思う。
Okay, okay, they are flesh. Finish the anime. Season 2 completes the story arc. Afterwards, I decided to check out the visual novel after hearing about all the differences. Okay.
ケイチ君が言うような形で、ニーニーって言いながらカーテンを抱いて、泣き叫ぶと思う。その時、私たちはきっと思い知る。無力であることが罪なのではない。何もしないことが罪なんだって思い知る。あれ、私の想像の中の話なのにね。本当に悲しくて、涙が出てきた。
And I can also sense how urgently we need to save Satoko. Not everybody feels that way, though. My friends all do, but they're special. Normal people like those child consultation centers see us as overreacting.
そうだよね。まだ1日しか経ってないっ
The
て言わ
DNA
れ
is
たら
after the truth of existence and how to make and rewrite it on a whim. Oh, okay. Interesting.
風邪なんかでお薬をもらう時と同じ。
I'm so grateful for the anime being my introduction. It's fast-paced, the shock factor. So, did you read the Umineko visual novel right after, or did you go into the Umineko anime after? That's why his battle theme will be called What I Want, I Got. Okay, okay.
2、3日様子を見てみましょうってことになるもんね。
That's cool, though. Are you gonna be the one, like, making everything about the game, Indie Man? Or are you going to, you know, like, see if you can hire some other people as well to assist you with the game creation as much as possible. Okay.
でな、俺たちはこの危機感にもっと素直でいいと思う。一刻の猶予もない。きっと聡子を助け出そう。
私たちは一人一人では何も思いつけないけれど、みんなで一緒に考えればきっとすごい力を生み出せる。ずっと昔、私が一人で悩んで何か悲しい思いをした時、今こそそれを実践する時なんだと思う。
Heard about how bad the anime was, so I started with the visual novel. After finishing chapter 1, checked out the anime did. I couldn't finish episode 2. Did you ever go back and decide to watch it, or no? Have you just, like, avoided it?
そうだな。
He succeeds before the battle, and you gotta take it from him. Oh, okay, okay. That makes sense. Do you have an idea of how the theme is gonna sound, or are you gonna, like, worry about that later? You never went back. You know what? Based, Ruben. Based.
誰だか知らんが、レナにそれを教えたやつは立派なやつだな。
Later, okay. I feel like I've asked this to you before, but I can't remember. Do you plan the music to be like 8-bit, or like what's the like theme of the music you kind of want it to be? It was strange. 8-bit, okay. I had this feeling ever since Jenna told me this story at school. It felt like I, too, once learned a lesson about some event. Jenna and I only met recently. I guess it's just a coincidence. Anyway, I was so lonely inside my imagination. I thought it was stupid for them to only sit and think about how they could save Satsuko. I made a selfish decision. But I eventually learned, just like Renna did. You'll never come up with anything good by worrying about something on your own. You have to talk to your friends. That way, they'll help you reach the best possible solution.
ケイチ君がしーちゃんの前に立ちふさがった時、ケイチ君は言ったね。俺を信じろ。今は思いつかないが、きっと最善手を思いつくからって。私は信じるからね。ケイチ君はきっと最善手を思いつく。
なんだよ。俺だけに任せるなよ。いいアイデアは引き続き募集中だぜ。
Oh, you tapped the theme name wrong? How so? The conversation is very nice, Ruben. I agree.
私は何があっても仲間を信じるよ。絶対信じる。私たちはきっとさとこちゃんを救えるって知ったから、絶対に短絡的な手段には訴えない。
Sound left? It shows on OBS that it's picking up for me.
ああ、そうだな。
Oh, okay, okay.
きっと俺たちはさとこを救い出せる。信じろ。俺も信じる。
I'll never think that I'm the only one trying to save her. I believe that all of us feel the same way.
明日みんなで集まって会議をしよう。実際に通報してくれた千恵先生も何か話を聞いてるかもしれないからな。
Of all the lessons they had to learn, I mean, yeah. Of everything that they've like reflected on their previous lives, and they do know the information. I'm really interested to see how this ends and where this even leads into chapter 8, because this really feels like an ending like chapter. But maybe it's not. Maybe this thing with Satoko goes wrong, and it's not what we expect it to be. Want what I got what I want. Okay.
俺たちは子供だから次の手が思いつかないが、
Very
大人ならいい手を知ってるかもしれない。
I can kind of understand the character just based on that title. The fact that you had to extend it like that, like it kind of gives me a clearer idea on how the character is like.
そうだね。もうこれしか手がないなんて浅はかの極みだからね。
Just like the way the character is like, you know? I can envision how like the character's personality and stuff based on the like you extending the title. Like, you know, just you saying like want what I got like doesn't really how do you say? Like I couldn't really envision the character's personality before, but by you extending it and like giving more specifics on how the, you know, because like usually the theme reflects the character in a way, and the title as well does that. So, and I think it does that well. The title theme reflecting maybe not like the entirety of the character, but I can get a clear vision of how the character is gonna act and everything
そうさ。
from that.
手がないなんて、努力しない奴の言い訳だ。手はある。絶対にあるんだ。だから、俺たち自身に手がなくても、その手を探すことを、決して諦めない。
諦めない。
Mion praised her for it too, but Rena really is strong in a crisis. Got a little emotional when I was talking to me, but Rena is different. Fire is quiet and blue, so at first glance it seems lesser than my bright red, roaring blaze, but the opposite. Blue flames burn far hotter. As I spoke with Rena, I felt my useless wild energy calming down, so I could rationally search for the best solution. Through that, I felt Rena's strength. Well, apparently Rena felt similarly about me.
圭一君と話していると、どんなめちゃくちゃなことになっても、絶対に打ち破れるって気がする。圭一君には、そういう力強さと頼もしさがあるよ。だから圭一君と話をしていると、どんどん勇気が出てくる。私たちは、必ずさとこちゃんを救い出せるんだって、元気になってくる。
俺はレナから冷静さ。レナは俺から元気か。なるほど。お互いにうまく補完し合っている関係だな。理想的じゃないか。
そしてみーちゃんには、園崎家という強い力がありながらも、打たれ弱い心がある。でも、そこはレナと圭一君で、きっと補ってあげられると思う。
そうだな。俺たちメンバーは、子として最強。
そうだよ。
Talking to Rena made me feel very confident. If I can share that confidence with my friends, I'll never feel down and miserable again. I give my power to the other club members so we can fight even harder.
リカちゃんは今、一番打ちのめされていて、戦う気力すらも失ってしまっている。でも、私たちが戦う姿を見ていれば、きっと気力を取り戻してくれると思うよ。
そうだな。リカちゃんが戦う気力を取り戻してくれれば、ますますに俺たちは無敵だぜ。とにかく明日だ。校長も交えて、次にどういう手があるのか考えようぜ。いろんな人を巻き込んで、助力を得てみよう。
So I really wonder where they go from here. Because last time, the only thing they could think about was sitting and waiting and then murder. But they seem very determined to come up with a solution. And I really want to know what they can
とにかく最善手を探そう。それこそが、今の俺たちにできる最善手だ。
There's a lot of things I'm sure from the visual novel you wish could be in the anime, but like the things are so long and a lot of it is even inner thoughts. That's why like it's so difficult to get book adaptations to like, you know, book adaptations right, because there's a lot of inner monologue things. That's hard to get right. I got off the phone with Urena. That was a pretty passionate conversation we were having. It's unfortunate the Child Consultation Center came to the conclusion that they did. But they could still decide to wait and see. That proved that Satoko is still safe for now. You're no more than children. Worrying about it too much won't cause us to come up with any good ideas. Murder isn't a real solution, but I had to admit, I thought about it once. It's easy to burn up in rage. However, I'd have to stay calm, like Rena. She was still burning up very calmly with a blue and quiet flame. I'd never seen anything like that before.
お風呂が空いたわよ。早く入りなさい。
I heard my mom speaking to me.
いいよ。母さんが先に入りなよ。
I needed more time to think about what to do with Satoko. Okay, maybe that's just me, but I feel like the shower is the best place to think, no? I needed more time to think about what to do with Satoko. There's no place better to do that than in the shower, or even the bath. Maybe that's just me, though. Usually I like that time best to just like sit and just think.
圭一も早く入りなさい。今日の入浴剤は本物の温泉でも使ってる業務用だから。
本物の温泉には入浴剤って入ってないと思うけどな。
風呂上がりの牛乳がう
Dude,
まい。
why, I don't know why this is a thing in Japan. Like milk after taking like a bath or like being in a hot spring or something. Like I don't know why this is a thing. Like what is so good about milk after a bath? Why specifically milk? My dad seemed to be in a good mood. He probably finished his work. He's as scary as a bear when he has artist block. Oh, maybe my parents could help me with an idea. They're the closest adults to me, after all. I talk to them? Stupid question. I had no reason not to. I'd have to talk to them and seek some advice.
父さんさ、実はちょっと相談があるんだけ
Okay,
ど。
this is the first time Keiichi has actually went up and told his parents about what's been going on. This is the very, other than in chapter 1 when he was being very vague and literally like, if I die, blah 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 blah, right? But he didn't say what was actually going on. This is the first time he's actually going and telling them what's happening.
んなんだなんだ。今度のお祭りの叩き売りオークションのことか？父さんも応援してるからな。そういえば、実行委員会の会合はいつだったっけ？父さんも呼ばれてたな。ちゃんと予定表に書いておかないとな。
あ、その件じゃないんだよ。実は、クラスメートがちょっと大変なことになってて。
I talked about Satoko. My mom joined us and listened as well. My dad is a strange artist, but my mom is a normal person with common sense. You might be able to help
それ
me.
でさっきの電話は結局様子見になったっていう連絡だったんだ。それで俺たち明日からどうしようかって言って悩んでるんだよ。
沖宮の生活相談所に通報したなら、あとは任せておくのがいいんじゃないの？
でも、その子は去年にもひどくいじめられていたんだろう？虐待の度合いのことはわからないが、二人で仲良く暮らしていたのを無理やり引き裂くのは、父さんは少し納得できないな。
1年間も養育を放棄してて。
児童相談所が様子見って言ってるから、じゃあ様子見でいいだろうってのは、ものすごく他力本願だと思うんだ。俺たちは里子の仲間だから、里子を救い出すためにもっともっと攻めていきたいんだよ。
So Keiichi learning to trust and open, then get to a point. Yeah, I agree, Ruben.
でも、それがどんな方法なの
It's
か
nice
思
that
いつかないんだ。
he's finally able to open up to his parents, which is something I wanted for so long for him to do.
圭一、闇討ちなんて考えちゃダメよ。
What? Wait. The mom, I guess, like, you know, with everything that happened in Keiichi's past, she would think that, but yeah.
考えてないよ。というか、そんなこと考えてたら、親に相談なんかしないよ。
それもそうね。圭一のことだから、完全犯罪ってどん
I
な方法
thought,
がある
wait,
って聞い
do
てきそうな
they
気がしたも
remember
の
as
だから。
well? Is everybody remembering things in past lives? Hey, I would never ask my parents something like that. I think.
圭一が正しいぞ。世の中には戦いがたくさんあるが、ルールに従って戦うのが大切だ。ルールを違反する人は誰も助けてくれないし、褒めてもくれない。ちゃんとルールにのっとって喧嘩をしなくちゃダメだ。
喧嘩にルールもへったくれもないと思うけどな。で、どう？何か手があったら教えてほしいんだけど。
My parents have been alive for more than twice as long as me. Must have had some experience with things like this. Must have had many good ideas. At least, that's what I thought. They crossed their arms and went
普
silent.
通はそういう話になったら、児童相談所に通報するんだけど、通報して拉致が開かなくてその先ってのはな。
やっぱり、法律とかそういうのではもうどうにもならないのかな。里子がひどい傷を負うまで、警察も相手にしてくれないのかな。
だとしたら、訴えていくしかないな。
訴える？裁判？
違うぞ、児童虐待は児童相談所の管轄と決まっている。そしてその児童相談所の判断に不服なら、
裁判で訴える？
圭一、裁判は当事者同士の話し合いがつかないとき、その裁定を求める場でしょ？その前の段階を踏まなくちゃ。
日常生活の保全と問題解決は、生活相談所の管轄と決まってる。そしてその相談所の判断に不服なら、
Was me Keiichi talking about that compared to chapter 3? Yeah, yeah. I forgot about that. That was funny that he did that. Oh, I just realized Shion was also thinking of doing that. Yeah.
児童相談所に訴えるんだよ、俺たちが。
If we're unsatisfied with the decision they made, we can simply go and tell them that.
里子とおじの関係は、そんなのんびりしたものじゃないってこ
Whoa,
と。
new music.
誰よりも事情を知
R
る
of
俺たちが
10.
説明していかなくちゃならないだろう。
What type of song name is this?
そうだよね。相談所の人が私たちと同じくらいに里子ちゃんの置かれている状況を理解しているとは思えないもの。もし状況の認識に誤解があるなら、私たちが説明してその誤解を解かなくちゃ。
なるほど。真正面からの正攻法ってわけか。
どうでしょうね。
お役所って一度決めた決定は容易に覆さないって聞きま
This
す。
is one of the tracks I requested. Oh, okay. Because I was thinking, even though I never heard this, I was like, maybe I actually did hear this because I was like, I swear I remembered hearing this before. But yeah, it was definitely from when you requested it.
意味ないんじゃないですか？
意味がないかどうかは試さなくちゃわからないことだろ。やる前から諦めるなんて負け犬の発想だぞ。できる手は全て試すんだ。昨日校長も教えてくれたぜ。どうせダメだと言って諦めた時、戦う前から俺たちは敗北するんだ。シオンは聡子を助け出すつもりで短絡的な手段に訴えるのも辞さないとメラメラ真っ赤に燃え盛ってる。でもな、本当に熱い炎ってのは青くて静かなんだ。決して諦めるな。俺たちにできる全ての手を尽くすんだ。どうですか、先生。俺、
Yeah, no,
間違ったことを言ってますか？
it's just a funny name. Like, what does R of Can even mean? Right. I like the thing as well.
いいえ、間違ったことは言っていません。よく冷静に考えましたね。ひょっとしたら闇討ちしようなんてとんでもない話を言い出さないか。
Okay, why is everybody thinking? I can understand the parents at this point, right? Why is everyone else thinking that Keiichi was gonna do that? That's what my mom was saying. Is this how people perceive me?
先生も本当は様子見をするべきであると考えていました。でも皆さんの訴えや去年の話をいろいろと思い出すうちに、聡子ちゃんの問題が一刻の猶予もないということ。人は訴えによって考えを変えることがあります。それは沖宮の相談所とて同じです。訴えれば判断が覆ることもあるかもしれない。
どう？しーちゃん、一人で膝を抱えて悩むくらいなら私たちと一緒に戦わない？
誰が膝を抱いてるんですか？私、泣き寝入りなんてしませんってば。
なんだなんだ、シオンの狼狽が激しいな。ひょっとしてビンゴだな。
失礼な。いいですよ。行こうじゃないですか、児童相談
Okay,
所。
so they're gonna go. This is a like very new location. We've never
そ
been
れでも
to.
様子見なんて言いやがったら、
Nowhere near.
鼻の骨をへし折って
People
や
are
る。
gonna be open. I know, Ruben, right? Crazy.
鼻の骨はまずいが心意気は上等だぜ。シオンも一晩頭を冷やして少し炎を青くできたようだな。
私は聡子を救うために本気なだけです。とにかくそうと決まったら躊躇せずに実行しよう。児童相談所の場所は分かってる。実はね、おじさんも知らなかったん
It's
だ
on
け
the
ど、
first.
図書館の1階に児童相談所があったんだよね。
Why? Mion grinned and showed us the location. That's such a. On the ground floor is the library. On the second floor is the child consultation center. What? She's really prepared for this.
受付の時間は夕方5時15分まで。相手はお役人だからね。あくまでも冷静にね。何よね、私に言ってるんですか？私を誰だと思ってるんですか？相手を口説くのが目的なら、嘘泣きだろうとこびまくりだろうと、私は何だってやりますよ。
しーちゃん、その息だよ。夕方5時なら今から行けば十分間に合うね。
It was past 3 o'clock. We make it before they close if we rush down our bikes.
でもよ、お役所って時間に厳しいんだろ？
Yeah, not only the teacher but the principal as well. Like this is like one of the best conclusions that they came up with, or like best. I don't know what to really call this, but it's a very good coming to conclusion or problem-solving committee. There we go. That's probably the best thing to put it.
時間ぴったりになったら
This is
追い出
everything.
されるんじゃねえ
It
の
is.
か？
It is.
入り口は時間びったりに閉まるけどね、その時間に中に入れば絶対に追い出されはしない。いい？お役人と交渉するときは決して音を上げないこと。お役人は意外にタフだけど、民間と違って向こうから話を打ち切れないの。
Not allowed to end discussion in the
絶
room?
対に
Oh, okay.
これ以上は言っても拉致が開かないなんて思って屈服しちゃダメ。
It just took 100 hours to get here. Yep.
しっかり全ての言い分を言い終わるまで粘るんだよ。
But they finally
兄ちゃん
understand.
お役所の人に詳しいね。
私を誰だと思ってんの？市長懇親会メンバーにして市政モニター会員、園崎お亮の代理だよ。お役所の人と話をすることなんてしょっちゅうだって。
なあミオ、園崎家の方からいわゆる別のルートを使って働きかけるってことはできないのか？
それはバッチャが絡むからね。ばあさんの力を借りるのは無理でしょ。未だ頭の中はダム戦争、一億一心火の玉ですからね。今でも北条家のことを嫌ってるみたいですし。
聡子の死んだ両親がダムに反対してたって話か。
Okay, so this is the first time Shion is also telling about her side as well from the past.
俺はミオンのばあさんには会ったことねえんだが、ケツの穴の小せえ野郎だな。いつまでも終わったことをぐちぐち言ってんじゃねえってんだよ。
まったくです。この点ではケイちゃんと一致しましたね。
つまり園崎家としては動けないってことなんだね。
そういうことだね。ごめんね。年寄りは頭が固いから。リカちゃんは猫可愛がりな連中が多いくせに、聡子はみんな見て見ぬふりだった。
今回の件とは別にせよ。なんだ、てっぺいは積極的に聡子をいじめやがるからもちろん許さねえが、その年寄り連中に畳の上で死にたかったら、
Okay, Keiichi,
前原
what are you
圭
gonna do?
一を
Kill
あま
them
り
again?
怒らせるなって伝えとけ。
了解。じゃあ行きませんか？
I never realized this before. They both do this wink with their eyes. I never realized that.
時間がもったいないです。
よっしゃ。
Like I knew that she did it and but I never put the connection that they both just did the exact same wink.
全は急ごうぜ。行こうぜみんな。
リカちゃんはどうする？一緒に行こう。
Then I spoke to Rika-chan, who had been avoiding all conversation. Seemed to have given up all hope yesterday. It was so painful to see her depressed.
どうせ何をやっても無駄よ。ほら、そのどうせがいけない。無駄かどうかは試さなくちゃわからないもの。
あまたの世界で何度もあなたたちは右往左往した。それでどうにもならなかったのに、どうして今回はどうにかなると思えるの？
Sometimes I really had no idea what she was saying. All I could tell is that she was being negative about the situation.
リカちゃんは児童相談所に行って無駄だってことをもう試してきたの？なら試そうよ。リカちゃんにとって聡子ちゃんは大切じゃないの？なら試そうよ。今ほど聡子ちゃんがリカちゃんの力を求めている時はないと思うよ。
どうせ終わる世界の座興ね。
どうしたの？早く行こうよ。リカちゃまが乗り気じゃないみたいです。本当に友達がいのない人ですね。普段あれだけ一緒にいる親友なのに、聡子のピンチに腰を上げることすらできないんですか？
あんたに聡子のことで説教される日が来るとはね。聡子をあれだけ目の敵にしてたあんたがね。
ん？あんた、おつむは大丈夫です？なんで私が聡子を目の敵にしなきゃなんないんですか？
こっちの話よ。いいわ、付き合う。どうせ家に帰ったってふて寝するだけだもの。
なんか気に入りませんね。つうか、私のことバカにしてます？
やめなよ、しーちゃん。そしてリカちゃんもやめて。今は聡子ちゃんを救うためにみんなで力を合わせよう。みんなの力が合わさればきっと奇跡が起こせる。
So we haven't seen or been in Rika's head for a while, right? But like ever since Satoko went back with the uncle, we haven't seen Hanyu.
それには全員の力がいる。一人の力が欠けてもダメ。だからリカちゃん、あなたも力を貸して。
Something that Rena said has given Rika-chan motivation. He has a slight sparkle in her eyes. I'm sure we can make a miracle happen. Holy cinema. Then I had said something interesting. You said that we could make a miracle happen. Same thing I said when this world began. At that time I said I could make a miracle happen, but I didn't say how. But then I just clearly said that.
みんなの力を合わせれば奇跡が起きる。
奇跡ってのはね、それだけのことで起こせるんだよ。
それでも起きなかったら
本当にみんなの力を得ていない時だけ、みんなが本当に力を合わせたら起きない奇跡などない。
そうですね。竜宮さんの言う通りです。人は助け合うことで何倍にも強くなります。一人でも多くの力が合わされば必ずどんな困難も乗り越え。
そうだね。かつてひなみ沢もダム湖の底に沈むという運命が決まっていた。でもそれを2000人の人々が結束して決まっていた運命を打ち破った。
運命打ち破る。
私たちひなみ沢の人間はこれほど身近に奇跡をしているはずなんだよ。みんなで力を合わせれば絶対に打ち勝てる。そこまで言われたら行くしかないと思いませんか、リカちゃま。これで奇跡が起こらなかったらリカちゃまが欠けてみんなが揃わなかったから奇跡が起こらなかったことになります。
It was gonna be my fault. That's interesting. A miracle is something that we can make happen. We need everyone's power to make that come true. Destiny can be defeated. Fate can be escaped from. That can happen with a miracle. A miracle can happen if we unite.
昨日レナも言ったぜ。一人で悩んだってろくなことは思いつかない。全員で力を合わせるんだ。運命に屈するな。そもそも運命なんてな、金魚すくいの網より薄くて簡単に破れるもんだってことを覚えておけよ。
How can he say that without knowing how stubborn fate can be? For me, a witch trapped within fate. For some reason, his words sounded very persuasive. Easily changed my fate to play the fishing game. My previous life, Keiichi saved Denna from her devastating fate. As fragile as a thin sheet of paper. He's saying that the world I've been struggling for 100 years is that easy to change. Keiichi had made a fool out of me.
面白いわね。行くわ。
よし、よく言ったぜ、リカちゃん。
Oh, there she is.
リカ、いいのですか？
Anya looked at me with concern. He wanted to warn me that I'd get hurt if I expect too much.
どうせかけるコインは1枚も残ってない。これ以上何を負けたって失うものなんかないわ。どうせ終わった世界だもの。でもそれは前の世界もそうだった。レナが学校を占拠した時、もうどうしようもないと思った。あれほどの末期的な局面からすら、その圭一が運命なんか金魚すくいの網だって言うのよ。この世界をもう諦めてるからこそ、なんだか面白そうに感じてきたわ。
どうせまた期待を裏切られます。そして辛そうになるリカを見て、僕も辛い気持ちになるのです。
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I really... Why is Hanyu such a doomer? Like, let Rika do whatever, man. Just let her be.
大丈夫よ。もう落ち込まないわ。流せる涙は流し尽くしたもの。どうせ圭一たちがどうあがいたって、聡子は救えないって諦めてる。だからこそよ。児童相談所に乗り込もうなんて展開は、
圭一に起こせる奇跡なんて何もないのですよ。
Hanyu spoke to me in a stern voice. Miracles are called miracles because they don't happen easily. It can happen at any time, it's not a miracle. It's just something that was meant to be.
期待なんかしてないわよ。でも面白そうだと思うのよ。運命をあっさり破ると豪語した圭一がどうあがくのかがね。
リカ、どうか自分の心をこれ以上追い詰めないように
余計なお世話よ。消えなさい。
True, Rika! Based! Holy! I wasn't expecting anything. I was just trying to enjoy my last week alive like watching a TV show. But I had to admit I was possessed by a strange feeling. was a little bit exhilarating. I was nervous, as if anticipating something. I felt the same way when Keiichi remembered the memories from his past in my life. I didn't have any coins left to bet. But I knew that with this, if I had a coin left in my heart, I would bet everything on this field.
すべての手を尽くしてダメならば、それはそれで諦めがついて気分がいいかもしれないものね。
諦める必要なんかねえぞ。絶対に聡子は救い出せるんだからな。リカちゃんはちゃんと聡子の布団を干しておけよ。聡子が近いうちに戻ってくるんだからな。その時ふかふかの布団が敷けなかったらかわいそうだぞ。
気に入ったわ、ケイイチ。行きましょう。あんたなら地獄の閻魔の最低だって金魚すくいの網と同じにしてしまうわね。
ああ、今の俺を地獄の閻魔だって食い止められると思うなよ。絶対に児童相談所に様子見なんて判断を撤回させてやる。
I stood up from my seat. Keishi's a very good speaker. That's why I never got bored with him. I've been with him for 100 years, but he still keeps me entertained.
じゃあ先生、私たちはちょっくら行ってきます。先生も来ますか？
私は教育委員会の方へ訴えます。児童相談所も教育委員会も同じ役所ですからね。役所は案外内側から攻めるのが効果的なこともあります。
Like Chie, why don't you go with them and then you can go to the Board of Education after?
一応先生も地方公務員ですからね。
I guess they only have a limited amount of time in the day. It's like 3 already. Closes at 5. Probably the same thing with the Board of Education.
役所の人は外部には冷たくても内部にはそうとは限らないこともあります。
じゃあ先生には先生の角度からの攻撃をお願いして、私たちは行こうじゃない。真正面からの攻撃を。
よし、行こうみんな。
Oh, Rika joined in the yeah. But knowing that everything is doomed, part of me felt like something good might happen. And you told me that was only a waste of time. Dude, shut up on you. No one cares. I felt the same way until a few minutes ago. I had become much more interested. I had no idea what would happen. I wanted to see how Keiichi was planning to defeat Destiny. I raised my fist in the air along with them and hurried to the exit. As for Satsuko, she didn't come to school again today. Teppei called the school and told her that she still had a fever. Said that he's going to keep her home for a few days until she gets better. She said that she thinks Teppei knows she called the child consultation center. Must be worried that Satsuko will rat him out if he lets her go to school. I don't want to think about it, but it's possible that Satsuko has visible bruises by now. That could also be why he won't let her go to school. Everything was happening much earlier. Satsuko's situation was worsening earlier than it did in my previous lives. Hey!
と意気込んできたのはいいものの、待たされるな。
あそこで暇そうにしてる人たちが話を聞いてくれてもいいと思いません？あそこにいるのは一般事務員だよ。私たちはちゃんと話すべき相手と話さなきゃならないんだからさ。
待たされるということは、世の中にはこういう相談事が多いのかな？
どうなんだろうね。
Who's gonna appear? It's someone that we've seen before.
考えてみれば、ここの職員が暇そうでちょうどいい気がしてくるよ。
虐待の相談が繁盛しているようでは、世も末なのです。
Rika is doing her non-depresso voice, though. After 30 minutes, they finally called my name. I wrote down my name at the registration, as Mion can't let them know she's from the Sonozaki family.
今呼ばれた前原ですけど。
Went to the receptionist to find a uniformed, older lady. She must be one of the office workers Mion mentioned. She's really gonna be the one dealing with us?
前原さん。本日は5人でいらっしゃってますが、どういうご相談でしょうか？
The only thing I wrote on the registration was that I wanted to talk about Satsuko Hojo.
昨日、ひなみ沢分校の千恵先生から通報があった北条聡子の保護についての件です。それでちょっとお話ししたいことがありまして。
前原さんと皆さんは北条聡子さんのお友達ですか？
はい、 クラスメートです。
お話の内容ですが、概要をお聞かせいただいてもよろしいですか？
実は北条聡子の件なんですけど、虐待はなくて様子見みたいな話になったと聞きました。それで聡子の状況についてもう少し詳しく説明がしたいと思いまして、今日来たわけなんですが。
わかりました。もうしばらくお待ちください。
That was it from her then. A real social worker should be coming here to talk with us. She was just asking us basic information. With that done, she was talking on the phone and explaining to someone what I just told her.
何を聞かれたの？
今日は何のご用事ですかって聞かれたぜ。もうちょい待たされるのかな。
こういう無意味な待ち時間ってイラつきます。
みーはさっきからポスターとかチラシばかり読んでいますが、楽しいですか？
虐待を見たり聞いたりしたらご通報くださいなんてのがいっぱいあるよ。だから私たちみたいなのが来ても決してお門違いってわけじゃなさそうだね。
虐待の目をつむ地
Report the
域、
abuse.
みんなの目。これって川柳なのかな？
言われてみればそういう啓発ポスターがいっぱい貼ってあるな。さすが児童相談所だぜ。
内側に貼ってもあまり意味がないと思いますです。
Pika-chan was right. They should be posting them all over the city, not just inside the building.
前原様、大変お待たせしました。2番の相談室へお入りください。
お、呼ばれたぜ。行こう行こう。
As we walked, we saw rooms numbered 1 through 3.
へえ、銀行みたいにカウンター越しに普通に話すのかと思ってたぜ。個室になってるのか。
多分プライバシー保護のためだね。相談する内容はほとんどの場合、あまり人に聞かれたくない内容だと思うから。
I've always felt
そ
though
ういう
that
家庭内のトラブルを囲んで見えなくしてし
when
ま
I'm
う
at a
土壌
bank
が
and like they're
きっと
asking for personal
児童
information,
虐待を助
it
長して
feels
しまう
so
んだろう
weird
ね。
to like be talking about that information just out in the open, just giving your bank details and whatever when there's someone literally right next to you also giving their details. I just find that, so weird. I've always like been awkward about it, but I don't know.
家庭問題は見て見ぬふりをするのが美徳っぽいとこって確かにありますね。
Room number 2. This one. As I knocked, I heard the voice of a woman telling me to come
失
in.
礼します。
A very small room. Well, I should say wasn't wide, but it was very long. There's a counter in the middle, which split the room in two. The woman was sitting on the other side of the counter. She told us to take a seat, but there's only 2 chairs. Sat down since we registered under my name. Neon wouldn't sit because she felt that the Sonozaki sisters should be at the front. Then I tried to offer the seat to Rika-chan, but she refused to, so then I ended up taking it. It was such a tiny room that it was better for us to take a seat. It was very cramped with the 5 of
申
us.
し訳ございませんね。普通はご両親が2人でお見えになることが多いので。
I understand that.
それで、今日はどういったご相談でしょうか？
俺が代表で喋っていいのか？俺たちはひなみ沢分校に通っているもので、北条聡子の友人です。昨日学校から通報があって、相談所の人が聡子のところへ行ったと思います。ただそこで緊急性がないと判断されて様子見になったと聞き、相談所の方が事態をよく把握されてないんじゃないかと思って、その辺の説明に参りました。
Neon nodded. It seemed like I was doing okay so far.
説明と申しますと、どんな説明でしょうか？お聞かせいただけますか？
ですね、確かに聡子はおじに連れ去られてからまだ2日しか経ってませんが、ひどい乱暴をされるのは時間の問題なんです。実際去年の時にもおじは聡子をひどくいじめていたんです。そういういじめが行われるのは時間の問題だと思います。だからそうなる前に聡子をおじの元から救い出してほしいんです。でも聞くところによれば相談所は様子見ってことになったそうじゃないですか。
様子見なんて聡子を見殺しにするつもりですか？聡子が虐待を受けていないから助けなくていいなんてよく言えますね。虐待を受けたらその傷は誰が責任を取ってくれるんです？
Leon probably didn't like how politely I was speaking to her. She was already flaring up with rage at the social worker. It looked like Mion didn't want her to tear into her. However, she let Shion finish, and she got even more furious if we tried to stop her. The woman seemed to be used to people losing their temper, and she continued without reacting to Shion's
まず
outbursts.
誤解を解いておきたいと思いますけど、北条さんの件は現在対応中です。 見殺しとか放置とか、そういうわけではないんですよ。
Working on her case. They're not abandoning her. They're currently reviewing options, I suppose. Other mature phrasing made me start to think it might be rude and harsh to say they were abandoning her. Rena quietly opened her
でも、
mouth.
昨日の時点では何もせずに帰られてますよね。
No one can ever fool Rena. Taking their time to review options was the exact same thing as abandoning her. The fact is, they left her in that house without taking any action to prevent her from being abused.
昨夜は相談所の者が直接お伺いし、ご事情を伺わせていただきました。それ以上のことはプライバシーがありますのでお話しできませんが、決して見殺しなんてことはありません。北条さん親子が健全な生活を送れるよう、引き続き指導していくつもりです。
何言ってんです？おじとめいです。本当に事態を把握してるんですか？
失礼しました。おじとめいですね。訂正します。とにかく親権者と児童が健全な関係を結べるよう指導中です。
Shion had pounced on her mistake immediately. I didn't think she needed to be so snappy, but at this point I was starting to understand how different their sense of urgency was from
いや、
ours.
聡子は普通に生活してきたんですよ。おじなんかの助けもなく。第一、おじはそれまで1年間どっかへ蒸発していて、いきなり帰ってきて聡子をさらったんですよ。それって誘拐じゃないんですか？
誘拐というのは言い過ぎですね。子は親権者の定めるところに住まなければならないと定められています。民法の第821条で親権者はこの
1年間も聡子をほったらかしてたんですよ。なんであんな奴が親権者なんて言えるんですか？そりゃシオン、聡子の両親が2年目のたたりで死んだ時、ちゃんとそういうことになってるんだよ。
そうなのか？あんな奴でも親権者なんて名乗れるのか？
民法の何条だかは知らないけど、未成年者は親権に服さないといけないと決められてる。つまり子である限り誰にでも親権者はいるんだよ。いや、いないといけないんだよ。
それは民法の第818条ですね。
それってのはつまり聡子の両親が亡くなった時に自動的におじおばの夫婦にスライドするもんなのか？
基本的には近い親族に決まる。聡子にはおじ夫婦しか親類がいないようだったからね。もちろん聡子たちが望めば他の人が親権者になることもあったかもしれないけど、ダム戦争の直後のひなみ沢でニック北条家の子供ですから、引き取り手なんて現れるわけないじゃないですか。引き手あまたであっさり君吉のおじいちゃんが後見人になってくれたリカちゃまとは事情が違うんです。
I knew that the Hojo family was in favor of the dam project, and the whole village hated her family for that reason. But I thought everything was over after they canceled the project and Satoko's parents died. Was I aware of the difference? Difference between how the villagers treat Satoko and how they treat Rika-chan? The villagers don't abuse Satoko like her uncle. But maybe there were small thorns left in the village, and they were stinging Satoko occasionally.
大きい声じゃ言えないけど、おじ夫婦より聡子の一家の方が財産は持ってたと思う。親権者になればこの財産管理権ができるからね。だからおじ夫婦はあの後シャーシャーと聡子の家へ引っ越してきて乗っ取っちゃったわけよ。あいつらの本当の家知ってる？めちゃくちゃ小さくて狭いんだよ。
なんだか嫌な話だね。でも親権者が1年間も聡子ちゃんを放置してたんでしょ？それって親権者って言えるの？どうなんですか？
そうですね。民法の4編4章に親権の喪失についての定めというのがあります。
The woman opened a thick book on the counter and showed us that page. I didn't completely understand what it says on there, but it seems that a parent can lose custody when they're being
つ
irresponsible.
まり親の資格というのは取り消せるものなんだね。
待て待て、裁判所がどうとか書いてあるぞ。何？家庭裁判所はこの親族または検察官の請求によってその親権の喪失を宣告することができる。なんだこれ、あんな奴の親権を奪うのにのんびりと家庭裁判所の判断を待たなきゃならないんですか？そんな悠長な。
いえいえ、本当にそのようなことがあった場合には児童の安全のため緊急の一時保護をすることもあります。もちろんその場合も家裁の許可が必要ですが。
その834条の親権喪失に北条哲平は該当しないんですか？親権者である北条哲平が1年間育児放棄をしていた事実、それを相談所ではどうお考えですか？
それはプライバシーがありますのでお答えできませんが、 もちろんその点についても相談所の方で説明を求めています。
で、その説明に納得したんで、様子見ってことになったわけですか？
ですから先ほども児童の身柄ももちろん第一に考えますし、児童が健全な家族環境の中で暮らしていけるよう慎重に対応するつもりです。
We weren't on the same page at all. They just weren't understanding the urgency. I've never met this Teppei guy. I only know about the situation based on what my friends told me about last year and what Chie-sensei told us. But I still understood very well. I understood that something really bad was going to happen if we didn't take any action right now.
だいたい去年だっておじおば揃っていじめてたんですよ。
Bureaucracy structure is definitely making things... Yeah, it definitely is not. I definitely understand why they need to have this bureaucracy stuff, but like, when action needs to be taken now, it's really annoying.
そんなおじのところに預けてても大丈夫なんですか？その時のことが記録に残ってるはずですよね。
過去の件についてはプライバシーでお答えできませんが、もちろん総合的に判断した上で対応しております。
昨日も登校してこないし、今日も登校してきませんでした。確かに、学校には風邪だと連絡があったそうですが、おじに連れて行かれてから一度も学校に来てないなんておかしくありませんか？
そうですね。ただ風邪で2日休むこともないとは言えません。もう少し様子を見てもいいのではないかと思います。
とにかく聡子がおじのところにいたいわけがないんですよ。おじに無理やり監禁されてるんです。
もちろん当方の職員が直接児童に聞き取りも行い、その上で判断しております。
結局あれですか？聡子の過去の嘘通報が今田を引いてるってわけですか？
過去の件はプライバシーでお答えできません。児童のために総合的に判断しています。
I'm not here, right? But I'm getting so, like... They really wrote this counselor to be so proper, but like so... Like, I don't know how it was written, but like, the most uncaring person of all time. I don't think if you went to a real-life counselor, they would, like, be this dismissive. But they really wrote this person so well. Like, I'm getting so annoyed with this. I cannot talk about that for privacy reasons. Or, like, just over and over and over again. Like, I'm getting pissed at this.
聡子のやつ、兄の聡に変に義理立てして、
I agree, Ruben.
虐待されててもされてないって言うと思うんですよ。だから、聡子が虐待はないって言っても、鵜呑みにしないでください。
打ちのめされた人間には助けを求める気力もないってことわかりますよね。
もうしのごの言わずに聡子を早く助け出してください。聡子に何かあったら絶対許さないですから。私が真摯の対応しているうちに何とかしないと大変なことになるよ。よしなよしおん、心象悪くするだけだよ。相談所の人が言った時、おじがどういう態度をしたのか分かりませんが、騙されないでください。今日はそれを伝えたくて来たんです。
だからどうか一刻も早く聡子ちゃんを助け出す判断を下すよう保護司の人に伝えてください。
I agree, Ruben.
よろしくお願いいたします。
Some of us were getting emotional, but Mion calmed them down, and Dennis summed it up nicely. I stopped speaking to see what she was going to say next.
保護士さんではなく福祉士さんですね。お話は分かりました。聡子さんのお友達3、4、5人からその旨の訴えがあったことを児童福祉士に伝えます。引き続き慎重に対応してまいりますので、今後も何かございましたらお知らせいただければと思います。どうか今後とも児童福祉にご協力いただければ幸いです。本日は貴重なお話をお聞かせくださり誠にありがとうございました。
We were still in Okinomiya. We were in the city park devoid of playing children, staring vacantly up at the matter. Red sky, silence.
なんだかこうまくあしらわれた感じがしてならないです。
かといって邪険にされたわけじゃないし、あの人は多分相談窓口の人で聡子ちゃんの件を直接担当してる人じゃないんだよ。だからああいう言い方になっちゃうんだよ。
ミオンはさっきのやりとりはどう見た？
なんだか大木を相手に相撲を取ったような感じだね。押しても来ない、引いても来ない。あれじゃ 壁に向かって独り言言ったのと変わらないじゃないですか。
そんなことないよ。ちゃんと今日の話を伝えてくれるって言ってた。あの人は直接さとこちゃんのことを知らないから、私たちから見たら冷たい言い方になっちゃうんだよ。
レナ的には今日の手応えはあったと思うか？
無駄だったとは思わないよ。でも、本当の担当者の人には、私たちの熱意は伝わらないだろうね。北条聡子の友人5人が保護を求めて、本日夕方陳情あり。って程度には。
保護士じゃなくて福祉士でしたっけ？その人に直接訴えることはできないんですか？さあね、トラブルの多い職業らしいからね。
Rikishi apologized for portraying the social workers as negligent, considering he's also a social worker. Imagine how you could feel bad for portraying your former job like this. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That, I don't think the social workers would be this, yeah, I mean, as you said, negligent, in the real world. I don't think they are. I think in more cases, they would actually be willing to take more, like, drastic measures sooner than later. Like, maybe not drastic measures, but like to take the child sooner than later.
直接の接触って難しいんじゃないの？紳士の対応をしているうちに何とかしないと大変なことになるなんて脅迫しに来る人がいるくらいなんだからさ。
According to Mion, there are a lot of problematic clients who showed up at the child consultation center. It's not a rare thing for them to get an aggressive visitor like Shion. Shion wasn't even that aggressive, honestly. She could have been a lot worse. She could have been a lot worse if there were other people not there to calm her down.
そういう相手に熱意を伝えるのって難しいね。熱意を感情的と履き違えれば履き違えるほど、向こうは冷めた対応をするんだろうから。
I don't think it's that bad.
ミオは天下の園崎家次期当主として役所の人とはだいぶ話してて、話術にも長けてるんだろ。俺なんかよりももっとうまく話せないのかよ。
お姉の話術じゃないです。お姉が園崎家のミヨンだから相手が平服してくれるだけです。今日の対応見ましたよね。お姉が園崎だと名乗ったらあんな狭い部屋じゃなくてきっと応接室で所長が対応してくれてますよ。ね。
Mion gave a vague smile and didn't comment. Mion's greatest weapon is her family name. Without that weapon, she's as ordinary as the rest of us. Shouldn't be thinking about this, but if the Sonozaki family forgave Satoko's family... Oh yeah, because of the family name. Yeah, that's why she can't give her name. Yeah, never mind. It'll be really easy for them to save her.
やはり、園崎家は今でも北条家が嫌いなのですか？
嫌いだって公言してる人はいないよ。でも根深いみたいだね。というかばあさんが北条嫌いの筆頭ですし。頭の中いつまでダム戦争やってるってんですか？死守同盟が解散して何年経ってるんです？
I agree, Ruben.
しーちゃんやめなよ。
I agree. I'm sure, like, you don't choose to go into that job because you think it's fun. You choose it because you think it's something that needs to be done. And you have a sense of you want to protect, kids. So, to go in there and to think that there are other people to say that you're not doing anything, I'm sure that definitely feels really bad.
さとこちゃんはさとこちゃんだよ。私たちの大切な仲間。名字が何かなんて関係ないよ。
Everyone went quiet, and there was a silence for a while. Then it was right. Just like how Satoko's last name doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what Mion's last name is either. The important thing is that our friend is being abused. Right now. We have to do everything we can to save her from that situation. We all looked up at the sky as we all listened to the sound of cars. We all felt hopeless. We had no idea what to do. What we did today, when we helped Satoko at all, would have been better if they just kicked us out. That way we could have been angry with them. After being treated politely like that, we had no choice but to back off and see what they were going to do. We were forced to just wait and see. what happens. Everyone was trying to figure out what our next option was. I couldn't expect Shia-sensei to tell us that everything was taken care of at the Board of Education. That would be too good to be true.
次はどうしような。
Muttered to myself, hoping that someone would respond with a good idea. But that silence reminded me that everyone was just as stuck.
圭一、
リカちゃんか。すまん。あれだけでかい口を叩いて、打つ手なしだ。
信じない。
As I looked at her, I realized that the expression on her face was stronger than
昨
ever.
日、圭一がシオンに言った。今は思いつかないけど、きっと最前提を思いつくから、俺を信じろって言った。だから私は、信じた。だから、圭一の口から、打つ手がないなんて、悲しい言葉が漏れるなんて、信じない。
I could see tears in her eyes. Rika-chan was so sure I could do something about the
圭
situation.
一が言った。運命なんて、金魚すくいの網より薄く破ってやるって言った。私はそれを信じる。今でも信じてる。だって、あなたは運命なんか、やすやす打ち破ってくれる人なんだもの。だから、助けて、この運命から。聡子、助けて。
A tear rolled down from the corner of her eye. My heart was feeling the same way. Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! An innocent girl was becoming a prisoner of a tragic fate. She desperately needed help. Told her that they could trust me. In other words, that they could count on me. That they could bet on me. Betting is not an easy thing. If I lost, they lose their coins too. What does it mean to trust someone? It's about making a bet on that person. It's about betting a coin. It's about betting hope. Trusting someone is tantamount to placing your hopes in them. I told Shion yesterday. I told her to trust me. I didn't say it just because. I knew that those words meant something very serious. But now after betraying Rika-chan and seeing her tears, I finally realized just how serious it was. I took a look at Shion. She was in a rage again. Mion tried to calm her down, but she didn't have any ideas either. About Rodena. She's always reliable in a situation like this. I expected to see her strength. Rodena, also depressed. We didn't even know what we did. If it was a meaningful thing. Rodena looked down with a devastated expression on her face, since she couldn't come up with another option either. Damn it! I have to do something for them. Redena's blue fire will melt iron. Mion can be strong when the wind is in our favor. Shion is the same way. They'll move forward strongly when the wind is backing them, but they grow weak when the wind is blowing against them. Despite the whole situation, Rika-chan still believes in us. She believes that we can do something if we all come together. That's right. We all agreed. We said to each other that we could make a miracle happen if we all work together. What am I... Vedena is the blue fire. I'm the red fire. I burn brightly and give strength to everyone. That's right. I'm Keiichi Maebara. I'm the magician of words. I have to motivate everyone. The blue fire won't light unless the red fire does too. When the fire is lit, there'll be wind. Mion and Shion will become stronger too.
ありがとうな。リカちゃんが火打ち石を叩いてくれた。そして俺という火が燃え上がってきたぜ。
Keiichi.
We can't give up now. We're members of the strongest club ever. Nothing can stop us when we get
こ
together.
の俺があの程度でへこむなんて
Yes, you
情
do,
けないぜ。
Gaia. You do not do it. You didn't. I see. I see.
リカちゃんの言葉で目が覚めた。自分を信じろって言葉がどれだけ重いかってことを教えてもらったぜ。
Rika-chan knew our personalities well, and she figured out just who she should motivate first. Oh, I'm really starting to burn up. Thoughts on R of Can? It's a song that Ruben has put before. It's a groovy song. I've said this before though. It's a funny name. What is R of Can?
おい、ミオ、いつまでしょぼくれてやがる。ここは怒り狂うところだぜ。おい。
Everyone looked at me with wide eyes as I turned up my powerful voice. They were both surprised by my sudden shout and waiting in anticipation at the vigor of my call. More and more clearly I could see it. this was Keiichi Maebara's role in this
さ
club.
っきの対応は客観的に見てまずは空振りだな。多分レナの言うようにクラスメートが5人来て陳情って程度のメモ書きで終わっちまうんだろう。だからな、ああいう対応をしちまったら
Keiichi is a
俺たち
man.
の怒りに火がついちまうぜ。
確かに木で鼻をくくったような感じだったけど、
俺たちは貞子の緊急の危機を訴えてんだぞ。ここは戦うとこだぞ。こんな公園で仲良くしょぼくれてる場合じゃねえ。
でも圭一くん、次に私たちは何をしたらいいんだろう。
へへへ、お前らまさかもうこの程度で晩作が尽きたとか思ってんじゃねえだろうな。
What segment are you at now? Or what chapter? Because you said you were at 9 yesterday. Did you get through 2 more or more?
お前らこれが部活なら
Like, sorry,
全員ビリだぜ。
12. Okay, so you got through 3 yesterday. Or are you... So 9, 10, 11. So are you gonna start 12? So then it'll be 2 again that you did. This is fun. I was feeling depressed too, but now I've got a burning passion in my heart. I felt like I was cheering myself up. Why was I being so sad? Yes, okay. If I wanted to save Satsuko, I had no time to rest. This was like the final seconds of a last round in a boxing match where we were at a disadvantage. If I stand here stupefied, I'll lose by indecision. So the only option is to press the attack. Well, I did 9, 10... Oh, okay. Okay, 9, 10, and 11. Okay. Because I couldn't knock the opponent out with 1 punch. No! If I couldn't take him out in 1, I have to throw 2 or 3 punches. I have to try until I can finally knock him out.
連打あるのみって、また明日も陳情に行こうってわけですか？
近いけどちょいと甘えな。
何を考えてるんだか知らないけどなんだかおじさんも面白そうな気がしてきたよ。これで泣き寝入りなんて我がぶらしくもない。この程度の逆風跳ね返してみせなきゃね。
Yes! Mion is getting her willpower back too.
そうだね。圭一くんの言う通
I'll
りだよ。
probably finish tomorrow? But you said, episode 3 was 18 segments though, right? You think you'll get to that much?
いじけてた自分が恥ずかしい。戦おう。
でもケイちゃん、具体的にはどうしようってわけさ。
みんなもちょいと思い出してみな。あの相談員は俺たちに宣戦布告をしてくれやがったわけだが、多分意識しなかったんだろうけどな。墓穴を掘ってくれたもんだぜ。しかもそいつはどうやら俺の最も得意とする戦術になりそうだぜ。
Are they gonna go to the court? Keiichi was talking about the court before. But I don't know if that's gonna be... Well, yeah, there tonight and then tomorrow. Okay. Makes sense. Receptionist note and the bank book frustration. What would the bank book frustration be? Oh, fire burning deep within. Okay. Well, before we do the tips, we have one thing we have to do. So, that was an interesting chapter, wasn't it, guys? Things are going well? It's time to go back to... Yeah. You mean in Umineko Dainea? Like, things are going well? So it started at 19:30, so we have to end at... Dainea put 3 minutes in, right? So... Yeah, 1, 2, 3. So we have to go to 14. Sorry, not 14. I was just thinking from earlier. Like 22:30 is what I have to do. I really don't know where. I'm assuming, like, what was the hint that they got earlier today about what we could have done? Like, the only thing I'm thinking is that he's gonna go back tomorrow, right? But he already said not exactly that. Unless he's gonna go to the court, but those are the only two things I could think of. To go from depression to hope to depression, only to end with a spark of hope again. Yeah. I agree. We're gonna make you watch this whole thing at some point. Like, you're gonna keep track of your time. That's so insane. That's so insane. You guys have problems. I can't believe I watched 20 minutes of this, and you're gonna make me watch 9 hours and 40 more minutes of this. 1 minute redeem every stream. How long is that gonna take if it's every single stream? Or just 1 minute? What's the math on that? Yeah, I don't know. Well, I can't do the math. Let me do I have my phone here? I can get my calculator? No, I can't get my calculator right now. But what is it? It's like 1 minute redeem. So what, like 60 times 10. It's gonna take. Why does it keep saying out of? Why does it say out of? 600 streams. Could very well, because, like, you know, I may not stream every single day. It could very well take 2 years. What do you think of Keiichi in this chapter so far? Well, we can stop there. Well, Keiichi in this chapter, it's definitely, like, a lot better, you know? I mean, everyone in this chapter, every single person in this chapter is way more rational than every other chapter. Oh yeah, you weren't here, Diana, but I was crashing out at Hanyu because she's such a doomer. And I'm like, dude, Hanyu, like, please, like, have some whimsy in your life for once. And hope. We have a head. That is true. You guys do have a head start. You have taken out, like, what? Yeah, she is. Like, I was getting really mad at her because, like, when Rika was, like, starting to have, like, the tiny bit of happiness, Hanyu's like, oh, Rika. Like, and she's so passive-aggressive about it. Not even, like, she's just like, oh, Rika. And then she, like, doesn't say anything. She's like, ah. Like, Hanyu, just shut up. When Rika was like, go, like, Hanyu, go away, I was like shouting for joy, like, yes, thank you. Like, base Rika. No. Date here. Subject about Satoko Hojo-san. Why are you depressed? You should just smile and be happy. No, but that's different. Hanyu is not saying, why are you depressed? You should smile. Hanyu is saying, Rika, why are you smiling and happy? You should be depressed. That is what Hanyu is saying. Visitor Keiichi Maibara and 4 other friends. They are requesting protection for Satoko Hojo-san to save her from being abused by her uncle. Already being dealt with. I'm cleaning out the refrigerator, so please remove your personal belongings by this evening. Wow. Dude. Wait, I have to read that again. Why does it have to put no? Already being dealt with, so the person doesn't even know. Oh no, this is the receptionist note. This is what the receptionist put for the social worker. Oh, okay, no, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, no, that makes a lot more sense than just starting with no dot. Teppei suspected that Satoko was hiding more money somewhere. But in reality, she had none at all. Teppei had asked how she survived until now. She told him that she didn't have to use money because she was living with her friend. Teppei had made some money off illegal gambling. Well, he had some of that money saved up. He had no intention to use it on living expenses. However, there was no way Satoko didn't have the money. Teppei was convinced of that. Teppei's wife, Satoko's aunt, must have taken away the family bank book when Satoko's parents died in the accident. But her aunt also died last year and Satoshi is gone. I mean, Satoko should have hidden the bank book somewhere. However, no matter how much he threatened her, she told him that she didn't know anything about it. He continued to question Satoko, still believing that she was hiding it somewhere. He couldn't beat her because her teacher and the child consultation center would suspect him. So he wouldn't beat her. But he spoke to her in a loud and violent voice and broke furniture in front of her. Threatening people like that is Teppei's forte. However, Satoko continued to claim that she had no clue about the bank book. She didn't seem to be lying. After destroying the whole living room, leaving Satoko frightened like a scared little animal, Teppei finally believed that Satoko had no idea where the bank book was. In that case, what would it be? Teppei had two ideas. One idea was that his wife hid it somewhere in secret. The other idea was... That's still abuse and traumatizing, but... She never... Like, this is not like in Chapter 3, or I'm guessing any other time. She's not being actively beaten, which is completely different. It's something small, right? She's still being completely traumatized, right? It's still really bad. But that is still the tiniest step forward. Either way, he was certain that it was hidden somewhere in this house. He told Satoko to clean up the mess he made in the living room, started searching around the house. Teppei was starting to get bored with Satoko. He heard that Satoko's parents had a lot of money saved up, but his wife had taken control of that money herself. Since his wife had been quite thrifty, he was sure that she left the bank book somewhere without using it. Once he got his hands on that money, he could move somewhere else entirely. Teppei was still acquainted with a few people from the gambling spots in Gogura. People he used to help out are still hanging around that area. And he seems to be... I feel like I remember in Chapter 3 that he wanted to stay, right? Unless, like, it was never explicitly said. But I feel like I remember thinking that he was planning on staying. Oh, no. But he probably... You know what? End of Chapter 3, they're missing. He probably found the bank book and then left with Satoko because he was getting use out of her being a slave. That's probably... why he managed to take her away at the end of Chapter 3. But now he doesn't care about Satoko like as much. Like, she's not... I'm guessing that because of so many people, like, he realizes so many people are actively looking for her. He can't just take her away because that's a lot more trouble than he probably is willing to put in. So he probably, if he does find the bank book, he probably wouldn't take her this time. They still owe him. They should at least let him crash there. It was great that Satoko takes care of all the chores around the house, but Teppei felt uncomfortable about being watched by... Yeah, exactly! Being both the school and the consultation center. And last time, it was just the consultation center that he felt Satoko called. So... And after he's like, they didn't care. But now, the school is watching him. And that's another party. Teppei, all too aware that he's a man of violence, couldn't stand living with Satoko without being violent towards her. The more he suffered, the stronger his urge to beat up Satoko grew. Since Teppei only knew joy through forcing others who resisted to submit, testing to see how violent he could be before the helpless Satoko resisted him was something he was excited to try, eventually. Still upset over the visitation by the school teacher, Teppei promised himself that he would destroy Satoko's life before leaving the village. Wow. What an absolute dickhead. He literally doesn't even want to stay here, and he wants to destroy her life. Like, literally? Like, what? She's less than 10, right? Or is she, like, around 10 years old or something? She just, like... Like, how can you go about life thinking that? Like, you just wish to ruin someone else's life. I don't know. Something like that. 10, I think. Yeah, like, man, that's so ridiculous. Like, I don't know. I don't know how someone can, like, just think like that. That makes sense to me. But yeah. I am going to be heading out now. That was a chapter. Interested to see what Keiichi comes up with next time. Tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. But thank you everyone for stopping by the stream. I appreciate it. And I'll be back with more Higurashi when they cry tomorrow. Yeah, I'm excited as well. Interesting to see where it goes.